but WayV, a group that's part of a larger group, NCT. I think you're going to break that down more in a second. Dropped their third mini album, Kickback, that this past week, and
Mm.
I saw you did a TikTok on it, Dave. How are you feeling about this album?
I just gotta say, one thing I've noticed getting more into K-pop is they call stuff mini albums. It's like you could just call them EPs. They're EPs. You know, like, what's mini album mean? What's that? You know?
I kind of like mini album though.
Yeah.
It's cute, you know.
Either way, this is WayV's third EP, first project since their debut album in 2020. They've only been around since 2019. That's because, as you said, they are one of the subunits of NCT, one of the biggest K-pop groups out there. Uh, they're probably the second biggest group on SM, which of course is the biggest K-pop label. And NCT in general, from what I understand, is a relatively new act, probably about 5 years old, and they just have so many members. And like I've been aware of NCT for a while, and they released plenty of music last year, but I've just been trying to find an entry point to talk about them, and uh, there's 7 guys in WayV. There's like 23 people in NCT in one form or another. Obviously, they don't all work together at all times. It's an evolving, fluid thing, but kind of wild to think of like a group that large that like brings people in and out and spins off their own members and stuff, right? And of course,
Hmm.
members of NCT and WayV were part of Super M, the SM Entertainment supergroup. So these guys are all over the place, right? But
Hmm.
WayV, I thought they were a good entry point because they have a specific strategy from SM, and that is China. They sing in
Mm.
Chinese, and they are targeting China. Not all of them are Chinese. I believe Lucas is from Hong Kong, but they're doing stuff in Mandarin, and I'm curious, like if that would work, right? Because China's relationship with Korea politically has long been involved in the arts, right? China would
Hmm.
rather Chinese acts succeed. They don't need to import stuff from Korea, right? So it's kind of interesting to see
Right.
that kind of strategy. And from what I understand, WayV as a product of NCT, they still train in Korea. They're still based in Korea. So I don't know. Tough for me to know exactly how accepted they are in China when it comes to the music, but I still like this quite a bit because I thought even for a EP or mini album, there was still quite a bit of range on
Yeah,
Kickback,
certainly.
which is always welcome.
Yeah, and even the songs that didn't really stand out as much to me, I think I particularly liked the first couple of tracks myself. I still thought it was all like well produced, like decent pop music, and we're going to be talking about some pop music in a second that I feel like maybe was a little bit less inspired, but I feel like just the general sound that they have, and like you said, there's some range, but just it feels all very well put together, well arranged. It captures you for sure. I really liked Kickback, the first track. One of the standouts to me. I thought the horns and action figure really stood out to me. I really liked that as like a I don't know, way to frame the chorus and just the whole track. Um, and then I really liked Good Times. I thought that or Good Time. I thought that track was just probably the standout for me off the whole track. What about you?
So I gravitated towards the more bangery stuff. Kickback, obviously just more hip hop and dead K-pop, and then
Mhm.
action figure as well. They both kind of stood out to me because they have like kind of repetitive, almost weak hooks. I thought action figure in particular, the so drippy thing. I'm like, I'll blame this on the writers. That's just a little corny for me. But then right after that, you get the harmony as the hook goes out, and I still think the beat on action figure with those horns is really good. And then on kickback again, a kind of a repetitive hook with the kick back, right?
Mhm.
But then again, once they go out, they harmonize with that ready set yeah part. I'm like, when groups harmonize like that, I could just listen to that all the time. I think
Yeah.
that's so great, you know.
Yeah.
But either way, like you said, I think there's quite a bit of range on Horizon. That's just a ballad song, you know.
Yeah. I
So they definitely
completely
seem
agree.
like talented dudes as well. I can understand why this mix was put together out of NCT. Again, can't really speak to the China success, but uh, definitely have liked what I heard so far.
A lot of great stuff coming out of K-pop right now, and we're gonna keep talking about it. So hit that subscribe, share us on Twitter and everywhere else.